Here we have muscular activity during gait. We will start by observing the muscles at the hip joint during initial contact and foot flat. The glutes act concentrically on the hip, pushing the hip into extension. This action propels the body forward into mid-stance. Here, a transition is made as the hip flexors now work eccentrically to decelerate the limb until toe off. At toe off, the hip moves into flexion as the hip flexors act concentrically, accelerating the leg until mid-swing. Then, at mid-swing, the glutes are working eccentrically to decelerate the leg, controlling the swing of the moving limb up until initial contact. The ankle joint and muscles are next. During initial contact and foot flat, the dorsiflexors are working eccentrically, lowering the foot to the ground through deceleration. As momentum carries the body forward before mid-stance, the plantar flexors act eccentrically to stabilize and control closed chain dorsiflexion at the ankle joint. At mid-stance to heel off, there is significant change in ankle range of motion, moving into 20 degrees of flexion. Plantar flexors now act concentrically to push the foot off the ground and drive the body forward. Toe off to mid-swing, the foot returns to a neutral position. Dorsiflexors act concentrically to clear the foot off the ground. Then, from mid-swing to initial contact, dorsiflexors are working isometrically, clearing the foot off the ground and preparing for heel strike. Now, let's observe muscular activity at the knee joint. During initial contact, the hamstrings work concentrically in concert with the hip extensors to extend the hip. This is causing the body to propel forward. This requires knee extensor activation to control how much knee flexion happens here and stop the knee from giving away. From foot flat to mid-stance, the knee moves into extension and the knee extensors are working concentrically. At mid-stance, there is increased eccentric hamstring activity, followed by a concentric activity of hamstring at heel off. From toe off to mid-swing, quadriceps are working eccentrically and the knee is being carried into flexion passively through hip flexion. From mid-swing to initial contact, the hamstrings act eccentrically to decelerate the leg, moving forward as the knee extends.